Oh, okay, cool. All right, peace, all peace. Welcome to another class. This one is called. Hold on, let me get my. Yeah, this class is called "Don't Shit Where You Sleep." Now, what that means is basically, you want to hide in plain sight. You know what I mean? So, to those who are unfamiliar with, law, because we have a newbie. But peace and blessings, Rob. What's going on, Chief?
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna just give a little rundown of what it is, what's going on. Like, okay, like when we were born, right? Uh, before we became U.S. citizens and all that unlawfully, we would, the mother would have the baby in the home, and then back in the day they would record it in the Bible. Do the paperwork and boom, everything's in the Bible, right? So now, fast forward to all this corporate slave stuff going on. So now, mothers are having babies in the hospital. Now, the problem with that is these doctors and nurses, what they're doing is making the mother sign a birth certificate. Now, what we don't know is that on that birth certificate, she is signing as an informant. Now, of course, in the streets, an informant is basically known as a snitch, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't know. So what she did was she registered the name to the state. So that made you a ward of the state. So that is why, let's say, okay, you beat your child, like, right? So boom, CPS come and get your kid because that child is quote unquote state property, like that rap group, state property, the rap group. You know what I mean? So now that name is in the Department of Commerce and is on probation unlawfully. Because why? They also put the baby's footprint on there. So what it does, it lets the state know that the child, quote unquote, authorized that went along with that
Procedure.
that procedure, right? But little do we know that what happened was illegal and unlawful and unconstitutional, because in the law of commerce, babies cannot contract. There's a law called the Baby Act, and it says that minors cannot contract, and a minor is basically disabled and cannot fend for itself. So it will be called a quote unquote decedent, meaning it's dead because it cannot, defend itself or make proper judgment, right? So now, once we become quote unquote 18, is what they call in law. They call it age of majority, which means that child is now able to make proper judgment on its life and its securities. Like, you got the birth certificate, you got now what they did, they created a trust called a sister K trust with the birth certificate, and they made another trust with the social security trust. So they made two trusts in that same name unlawfully, right? So so now you have a birth certificate, a social security number, and now a driver's license. So all of those things are connected. So that makes that name in commerce. Now, let's say before that child becomes 18, and let's say the mother and the father, they get wind of the information and boom, they fix up the paperwork. So now, boom, when that child becomes 18, he has no inclination in the system anymore. out of the system. He doesn't need a driver's license or social security number. Now, what will happen now is that child will be uh, within the common law and not within corporate law, corporate proceeding, or what they call enemy of the state, right? So now, if let's say that child does not uh, have that information and just goes through life thinking, okay, he's broke, he's in the hood and doing whatever. So now let's say, for instance, okay, boom, he has a baby. Now the relationship goes sour. So now the mother wants to put him on child support. Boom. If he misses a payment, boom, he's in jail for 6 months, 9 months, whatever. So boom, when that person goes to prison, that number now becomes a number in the system now. Now let's say each state wants that number. What they do, they just transfer that same number from state to state because they own it, because that belongs to the state of Minnesota, state of Maryland, state of Virginia, and all these states are bidding on that one contract and making millions and billions off that one contract, because he not only that, they're making money off the infant of the baby. Oh, peace.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that why the inmate would get shipped around to different federal penitentiaries? Because everybody got a bond out on them, and once they finish, they got to collect, and once they finish, they got to collect.
Yep.
They got the years that they administer that this person has to pay them. So
yeah, okay. Exactly.
And the brother Rob is trying to get back in. He tried to change his background like us and got.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me see.
My Briggle.
What's going on, Playboy?
Appreciate I'm back.
Yeah, you back.
Okay. Well, I can see you, but I can see both of y'all. That's just because I was in prison. Trying to make the wrong move.
Okay.
Right.
Can you go back to what you were saying about you heard it, Rob?
About the prison. Yeah, I heard it all. I could see everybody, but I guess I kicked myself out. You know what? Fuck the background.
Gotcha.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Rob gonna bring the vibe to your class, man.
Nice. So what you do, Rob? What's your background?
Now I'm a cook.
Oh, that's what's up.
Me and Willis met at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what's up.
But my stepdad's a Mormon.
Okay.
So I kind of learned about some of this stuff. But
Okay.
you're more in depth to it.
Yeah. So so now what I like to get into is that I'm gonna break it down into, like, one of my teachers, his name is Diallo Sekou, and he broke it down with the ship, how a ship, when a ship is sitting in it's at dock, it is what they call sitting in its berth, BERTH, as opposed to BIRTH. You see? So let's say, for instance, there's a ship carrying Mercedes-Benz and has like 3 Mercedes-Benz, and all of them are different types. So when it gets to the dock, that captain has to give the captain of the dock that what they call a certificate of manifest, right? And what that certificate of manifest is going to have on it, it's going to have the color of the car, the weight, if it's a Jeep, if it's a SUV, and whatever else, whatever it has, with the cover, it has a sunroof, if it doesn't have a sunroof, and all of that. So now, here's the thing. Each ship, they name it after a female. Why? Because only females can carry cargo. See, so now when you transpose it to quote unquote human life, they say that, in place of a certificate of manifest, it'll be a birth certificate. Now, in the law now, they call it a birth certificate, a certificate of live birth, and I have another one called a certificate of birth. You see? So now the birth certificate, or what they call the certificate of birth, those are what you would call the death certificate. Why? Because it's in all caps. But I just learned that it really doesn't matter whether it's all caps or not. The status of that thing is still with the state. Right? So what has to happen is that the what they call the straw man, they call it the straw man. Now let's look at it from the standpoint of that show, The Wizard of Oz, right? Now, The Wizard of Oz is a good movie, and it tells us about the monetary system because the girl was living in Kansas, was living in her at home. Then she went to sleep. Then she was in the state of Kansas, right? So during the movie, she ran into these three people: the Tin Man, the Scary Lion, and the Scarecrow, right? So boom, the Lion needed a heart. I think the Tin Man needed a brain, and the Straw Man needed courage. I think one of the two, right?
The Tin Man needed a heart, the Straw Man needed a brain.
Right, Tin Man needed a heart, Straw Man needed a brain, and the Lion needed courage, something like that, right?
Yeah,
courage, right. So now,
somewhere between the lines, them niggas.
Yeah, right. So now, during the movie, they have to go see The Wizard of Oz, right? So when they get to that point, they're skipping on these gold bricks. And what is the gold bricks? It's gold, right?
Yeah.
So now, how do they measure gold in ounces? What is the abbreviation for ounces? Oz, O-Z. You see?
Okay.
So in that movie, they were scared of the so-called the big bad wolf, right? But when they see this wizard, he's a little short, little minute man behind the curtain,
screen.
right? And at the end, they told Dorothy, in order for her to be free, all she had to do was click her heels. What? 3 times.
3 times.
You see, magic. You see. So now, here's the thing with that birth certificate. What they do with that birth certificate, like I said, they send that to what they call the orphanage, because there's they call it a Department of Orphanage, or they call it the Office of Wills. It's in Maryland. Let me share my screen here. Okay. We're gonna do it like this. Right. Prince George's Register of Wills, right? Now it's gonna have. Let's see here. So I'm gonna say orphan. Type in orphan. Yep. See what it says here. Let me see Prince George's County. Okay. It says Prince George's County Register of Wills, Orphans Court. See, Orphans Court. Boom. Now, watch this. Now, the reason why I stated the mother's an informant, right? So what that does is it takes the father out of the picture and makes the state the father, right? Now I'm gonna share again. give you the definition of orphan. Oh. It says orphan, any person, but particularly a minor or an infant, who has lost both parents or one of his or her parents, more particularly a fatherless child. See, boom. Right? Now that child.
So without dads, we wouldn't be an orphan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you see what they did? You see, that's why I had to mention the part about us when we had home birth as opposed to going to the hospital to have a being born.
Word.
Ain't that some shit? And that's why if you get married and then you get a divorce, the woman gets half your shit. You see? Right? So that's crazy, right? They just had us, right? They had us knocked from the jump. And that's crazy. So now, that birth certificate is the biggest piece. Once we take that birth certificate and take it back, that is the part we need to have, but we need to know about commerce in general. But because we have been so indoctrinated with us being just employees, go get a job when you go to college, 4 years of college, get good grades, and when you get out of college,
you might get a good job.
Yeah, you might get a good job. You know what I mean? There's no guarantee. You can get straight A's in school and still not get the job. Because you got to belong to these quote unquote fraternities or sororities. You know what I mean? You got to be, So now, look at the people now. You're paying so much money for college. By the time you get out, you're in debt, huh? So now you've been dead for 30, 40 years working a dead-end job? What? So now, majority of people, they can't even finish college because they can't even pay for it. It's going up, 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 and up. You see? So they're teaching you how to...
like 1 year mortgage for a house.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep.
60 Ds.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Real crazy.
A mortgage and a car.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, as far as the title, Don't Shit Where You Sleep, right? This is about you can still use that name, but use it in the public, but hide it in plain sight. And I'm going to show you how. Boom. I'm going to share the screen one time. Because here's the thing. They're using that as a business. And remember now, they're selling that birth certificate on the stock market every day. Okay. I'm going to go to, let's see. Okay, I'm going to do like this. That's it. All right. All right. Go up. Okay. Now, we have been using our SS Social Security number, right? Because if you say the word SSN, it sounds like the word sin, because that's basically what we're doing. we are living in sin, right? So now, to hide in plain sight, we must now become an EIN number. So, for instance, I'm just gonna do a template for y'all. Let's say you have your name is John Joe Doe, right? Boom. Then the trade name could be, let's say, John Joe Bay, or L, or Ali, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the mailing address, you're going to have to get what they call a virtual address. So let's say you don't have one. You want to use the home address. You can just say care of home address, right? Right. So now, okay, name of responsible party will be John Joe Doe, and then you will put your SSN here. Then number 8, is this application for LLC? No.
Okay. So do we have to do the paper document?
So now, here is where the status of that name becomes very important. So what you want to do, you want to make this a revocable trust. Even though this says trust here, you want to I would put here revocable trust. Why? Because you want to be in charge of it. Right. Now, reason for applying. You want to say created a trust. You know what? Never mind. Trust. Trust. Created a trust. Specified type. Boom. Just put revocable here. Then here, you put the date. You put today's date. Well, some people put the 18th birthday. But if you do it online, what's going to happen is you can only go back 25 years. So typically you can only go back to like 2000 or maybe 2001. But you can also put today's date just to be now closing date. Let's say, okay, today's date is what, April. So the closing date will be March of the next year. Okay. Now, where it says here, number 16, check one box that best describes the principal activity of your business. It will be real estate. And I'll put here express trust. And here, number 18, you'll say no, boom, and then that'll be it. But online, it's a little bit different, but it's primarily the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to save this with the changes, and I'll just put this as for template. And I'll send you guys a template for that. Now, what you're also later on going to be able to do is put it in a 9(8). Now, the 9(8), you have to get that over the phone. All right. So once you get that on the phone, there's going to be a 98-6 number. And that's going to make that, the 98 is going to control that EIN that you get. So that'll be making it private. But the powers that be won't know. So they'll just, when you do a DBA, once you get the EIN, you're going to also do a DBA for that EIN. And once you do the DBA, in the DBA, it's going to say who controls that EIN. It's going to say the 9(8). Now, one here has a 9(8). So what I'll do is,
it's a 9(8).
Once you get, uh-oh.
It like Tep said, it puts you in the private sector of the finances. Did you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, it puts you in the private sector of the financial sheet, but you have to do that after you file. Like it's like a waterfall step. So you don't do one before you do the other because you'll be confused.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why my can't even. Oops. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now, I think.
Yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was telling Rob, he was like, what's 9(8)? And I was telling him the 9(8) form puts us back into the private side of the financial ledger. But I was telling him also that we want to do it like a waterfall, one step after the other, because if we do it out of order, it doesn't make any sense. We have these forms. So you want to do the trust first, like that form you just showed, the SF-4. Then you want to do what I was telling you about with the bank accounts, with the DBA, which means doing business as. So you won't do business as your EIN, but you'll do it as like how you got your kennel. And then the 9(8) form would put that in private status where they would look up who owns the DBA, and it would only say your 9(8) number.
Yep. That'll make you private. And there's other forms you got to fill out, but we're going to take it one step at a time. So once you get acclimated to moving with that new EIN number, you're going to start to see the change. So once you do that and then you do the DBA, what you're going to do is you're going to file it in the county. And instead of using, because when we use the social, what happens is that that social is a slave. So all these companies are using the social, like I said before, right? So that is making the status or the credit of that number go down. So the highest you can get in the public side would be what is it, 850, right?
Yeah,
and that's on right. And that's on the personal side. But once you get the EIN, there's another number you have to get. It's called a DUNS number, Duns and Bradstreet. And that's where all the.
Can I interject?
Yeah, sure.
I got a question. Okay, so I'm writing these grants for this foundation, and they got rid of the DUNS number for something called identity.
Yes. Yep.
So is that the same number that you need?
Well,
because that system is for like awards and contracts from the government.
Yes, because I was with Sam. For so long.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sam.gov.
Yeah. So they do. They have a new system. I'm not familiar with how to get it, but see, since I already had a DUNS number with Sam, they automatically gave me
one. Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah. So
it's called a UEI.
Yep.
UEI.
Unique Entity Identifier.
Yeah. So now, What I may do, I'm gonna do some research on it.
I did one yesterday. It's not hard.
It's not okay.
It's just plugging in that same EIN number.
Okay.
Basically, Sam got you registering with them again, and then they'll give you a number that matches their system versus using the EIN, because it still takes it back into the private again. You know what I'm saying? It's a contracting thing where they like, well, you don't need to share your EIN. We'll rather give you this unique entity identifier. So no matter if your unique entity is a trust, a LLC, a S corp, it still has a number versus having a different filing number like a EIN would. You know.
Okay.
Right.
So it's not nine digits.
No, it's something different. It looks like this.
Yeah, I think it's like 19, or I think it's like 19 characters or something like that.
Yeah, I just got a text earlier about it. You get let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's 12 digits, but it's not digits. It's letters and numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and here's what you can use it for. You can actually use it to pay your bills, and as you're paying your bills, it will raise your. It's called a paydex score instead of a regular personal score. Your paydex score, if you get like a paydex score of 85, that's the same as thing as having an 850 personal score.
Yeah, paydex is usually for businesses, right?
Yep. So now, when you're using that name as a business on your own with that EIN, now you can be able to, let's say, buy a car, buy a house, get a boat. You know, and you can call them, let's say, your phone company and say, I'm giving you, I have an updated file for that name. Boom, I have an EIN number, and this is the address. Boom, boom, boom. So now that name, that phone number now is on the business side as opposed to the public side. Same thing with your water bill, gas bill, electric bill, whatever it is, insurance, same thing. Call your insurance company. Hello, I have a trust in that name, and here's the trust EIN number. Boom. Yeah. And that's how you move, quote unquote, in plain sight with using that same name. Now, this is a great thing for tax information too, because now that it's a trust, it's going to have a W-4T as opposed to a W-4, and it's in the law too. Let me I can send you a copy of that. Let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Yeah. T. Okay, here it is. All right. Let me. Okay. The W-4T, Voluntary Withholding Agreement, termination or withdrawal from W-4. Now, this is the actual law that says they have to actually stop taking taxes out of your check. You got to give you all your money back. Oops.
No, I'm here. I just had it mute. So,
okay, no problem.
That form, he said he fell out again. You got to let him back in.
Oh, no problem. Hold on. Hold on.
So I'm saying this form right here. So if it's like, say for instance, I go to a new job, they keep saying you gotta sign this W-4, and I never want to because I want to do non-alien, non-citizen, alien. Then they throw it away and be like, you need to come back and file it again. I'm like, nigga, I know my bad, Brigger. I know exactly what I went over there and signed, and you telling me is wrong. So this form I could just send straight to the IRS without them saying, hey, listen, I heard about that thing they was doing with the W-4. I don't really like that. And I just did it under duress. So now I want to send you this. Never mind. But do I have to have my trust set up before I send them the W-4T?
Yes, you do.
And does the 9.8 have to be in place as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Now, if you don't have a 9.8, one here has one. I have a 9.8. And then once you get acclimated, then you can just switch it over to yours. But you can still move in private now.
Word. Okay. Yeah, well, we sending this form, Tep.
Yes, sir.
I'm getting all my bread. I don't want them holding nothing. The
exactly.
that mean the FICA too?
Mm-hmm.
All that. I don't care about y'all. I don't got food stamps. Right. Give me that back.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm gonna send you guys this, and we're gonna go over it, and then show y'all how to, you're gonna send this to your job, gonna send this to HR department, and send it to your HR department at your job. So I'm gonna send you guys that. So now
I release you.
Exactly.
You don't have to do it for me. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Now here's
you don't have. No, I got it. Hey, look, my man Rob, like that. I'm good. I'm straight. I got it. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. I'll do it for sure. For sure.
All right.
Yeah. So now,
can I interject one second?
Yeah, so no doubt.
Rob, you see where he got highlighted 26 CFR. I don't know what that code. I mean, what that.
Let me see. Let me. Code of Federal Regulations.
Code of Federal Regulations. You see those that citing?
Yeah.
The reason what makes this document valid is that citing right there. So if they want to check what I'm talking about, they don't talk to me. They go to that code, that federal code. Yeah. You don't have to talk to me. So just like with the court, if you put those citings, it ain't nothing to talk about. It's right here. It's law. It's been passed in the law. This is all I'm doing is operating within law.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got you.
Let me see here. Let's see. Let me go here. Okay, now here's the actual code itself. It says here, Internal Revenue Service, Department of the Treasury, employment taxes and collection of income tax at source. It's a collection of income tax at source, voluntary withholding agreements. It says an employee and his employer may enter into an agreement under Section 3402P3A to provide for the withholding of income tax upon payments of amounts described made after December 31st, 1970. An agreement may be entered into under this section only with respect to amounts which are includable in the gross income of the employee, must be applicable to such amounts paid by the employer to the employee. Go P1. Go to P1. Oh, this is P1. Okay. That the amount to be withheld pursuant to an agreement under Section 3402P3A shall be determined under the rules contained in Section 3402 and the regulations thereunder. form and duration of employer-employee agreement, except as provided in subdivision 2 of this subparagraph. An employee who desires to enter into an agreement under Section 3402P3A shall furnish his employee with a Form W-4 withholding exemption certificate executed in accordance with the provisions of Section 3402F and the regulations thereunder. The furnishing of such W-4 shall constitute a request for withholding. So now, so let me go here. Stop sharing and go back. So I'm gonna go here. So now, see, we put your name. You're gonna put your employer's name will be here, and the EIN will be your EIN here, because you're gonna be using your name and your EIN. Boom. Yep. Yep. In lieu of W-4, check that. You're going to terminate the previous W-4 agreement. Now here, what you're going to do, you're going to do a what I would do is an explanatory statement along with this form. Oh yeah, let me send you all that. But yeah, after this class, I'm gonna send that the W-4T to you guys.
Okay.
Now let's see. So, okay, so you guys are both in Colorado, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can do. Did we go over the DBA in Colorado?
No, because remember we were talking about doing international, Delaware, Maryland.
Oh, right.
Nevada, Washington. Okay. We had went over some of those together.
Right. Okay. So now you can set up your trust in Maryland, Kentucky, or Washington State, or you can set it up. It's in a trust if because I know what Maryland is a trust state and it's considered international. Like the 3 states, Maryland, Kentucky, and Washington State, are all considered international. So you can set up your trust in Maryland, and then let me send you to the website. Oh yeah, okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. So now you're going to go to this website here, businessexpress.maryland.gov, and you can start your business. All right. Register your business in Maryland.
Okay. Okay.
You do. Now to set up your trust, you will do a non-UCC one. And you could go to this website here, UCC Maryland. It's this one. Okay. You go to UCC electronic filing. Now, me personally,
Okay.
I would, some people do it electronically, but here's a way you could do it. But it is so cumbersome to do it. I'm gonna show you how I do it on. One. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is from Maryland. So for here, you would put, let's say, Joe John Bay Express Trust. An acknowledgement to, some people can put, department, what is it? Accounts receivable. So now here, the debtor's name will be, John, will be Joe, I'm sorry, say John Joe Doe. Now, this address, some people put the hospital. Some people put the county. But what people don't know, like I say again, that birth certificate is sold, in New York City, because that's where Manhattan is, and where the World Trade Center is. That's where, quote unquote, big money deals get done. Now, since I said it is a trust, they hid it again in another trust called the DTC. That stands for Depository Trust Corporation. Now, that was right across the street from 9/11. That's where all the bonds are kept. 55 Water Street. Right across the street from 9/11.
In the financial district, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. So that's where I did some more research. That's the address you're going to put this debtor's name at. So now you're going to put, you can put right here where it says organizational ID, you'll put the birth certificate number or the registration number. on the birth certificate. Right. Now, right here, you're gonna put the same thing, John Joe Doe. Now, this right here would be the Social Security Administration. That's where you live now. I guess you can put it wherever the SSA in your state. And then you can say, what is it? Dang it. Not leaned. Transfer? No. Because you're. Dang. Oh, it's transferred and leaned. I think. Is it leaned? Yeah. Now the secured party will be either Bay, L, or Ali, and then John Joe. Now, the financing statement will be, let's say you got your birth authenticated birth certificate, what do you call it? Certificate of live birth. Then this could be your what's it? Driver's license number. VIN number for the car. Insurance. Yes, insurance number. Let's say you have high school diploma. Oops. College degree. A marriage license. Yeah, all those.
You put all that?
Yeah, if that's if you have it, if you have all those things, right? And then you can say, you put a lien on it. You say, all these securities have a lien of 9 billions. Dollars. Right? Let's see. Then you're going to click here, non-UCC. Now, let's see here. Now, right here in 12, you can put additional secure party. You can put John Joe Bay, let's say John Joe Bay Express Trust. And then you're going to put care of if you have a, let's say, for virtual address or PO box. Well, now they have a thing called private mail box, right? But I have something called a CRID number. Now that's going to be way down the line, but yeah. But a private mailbox is, let's say you go to I'll just put PM. And then I'll put USPS. You go to the USPS store, you can get a private mailbox. And right here, where it says number 13, the financing statement covers timber to be cut or as extracted collateral, or is filed as a fixture file. Now, the fixture filing is everything after everything after the birth certificate. So once you authenticate the birth certificate and you do the affidavit of ownership for that birth certificate, anything after that is already attached, like the driver's license, VIN number, marriage license, and all that. Now, where it says description of real estate, let's say you're trying to buy a house. Now, you could say, some people put, we can put here of, and then you put the house in brackets. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, no man's land. Love Street, Alabama. And then you can put here, and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 -998. Now the 9998 makes it private, because normally when you get like a dash and 4 numbers, those are like whatever arbitrary numbers that they give you. Now, the reason why I put it in brackets is because anything in the 4 corners is private. It's there, but it can't be seen by the state. They'll block it out. And number 15 says name and address of a record owner. Now the record owner will be the Express Trust. So it'll be John Joe Bay Express Trust. And the address. Now check only if applicable. Check only one box. Now the debtor is a trust. Okay. Now, number 18, it says filed in connection with a, let's just say if it was a house, manufactured home transaction. But some people use that for a house. You can do that, or you can still use public finance transaction. Now look at that, effective 30 years. That's a mortgage. Yep. Now, some people put, let's say, for additional debtor, some people put, what was it? I think it was Secretary of Treasury, I think. I think that's what it was, Secretary of Treasury. And then some people put, what is it, 1,500. Because why? Because the Treasury pays all the debtors' bills. Is it 1,500, whatever that is, whatever. Pennsylvania Avenue, I think. So I'm going to save as, just put template. All right, so I'm gonna stop share. All right, peace, y'all. Y'all have any questions, concerns?
That's a lot.
I know. That's why I recorded it. So once I record it and I edit it, I'm gonna send you the copy so y'all can look it over and
Okay.
yeah.
I have a couple questions because right now I'm going through an eviction, right?
Okay.
Now they're trying to put me out. I missed the eviction date, so so by default, they got the, what do you call it?
He got a judgment placed against
They
him.
got I got judgment placed against me. Now I got the
Okay.
appeal. I got the appeal form. I just registered today. I went and asked for the transcripts, but they said I have to get a court order. So for me to get it, they called me back and told me I got to get a court order for me to get it done overnight or next day. It takes up to 10 days, but you have 14 days to file the appeal. And
Okay.
so I'm wondering what's the best stages. Like, would I be able to get all this stuff done within the 14
Wow.
days? Or
Listen,
Okay.
the 14 days don't that process ends once you file an appeal.
Right.
So you don't have to run the clock during that time. They will start corresponding with you to let you know whether they accepted the appeal and letting you move forward through the judicial process, or it's been denied, and basically saying they don't care what you're saying. The judgment is what it is. So you don't have to worry about the 14 days. So if you get the appeal in now and let the courts do all that stuff, as far as making a decision on whether they'll send it to the appellate court, things like that, they'll request a transcript. You just gonna pay the fees.
okay, so what would be the best operation for me to do the appeal?
Okay. You want to do it in Article 3 court. You want to do it in an arbitration. You want to do it in equity court.
Arbitration. Yep.
Arbitration. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get a writ of discovery. Now, the writ of discovery, what that does is that county or whatever that's the county. So you're going to have to get that whoever the landlord is, you got to get his oath and his bond. You got to get the courts, the judge's oath and bond, and whoever the prosecutor is, if they're prosecuting or whatever, you need that person's oath and bond. You need the court clerk's oath and bond as well. Court clerk, judge, and you need the sheriff, the attorney general, and the governor, because all of those are controlled through the governor of that state. And you got to show him how you're coming. You're coming as the express trust. So that's why that. So since it's kind of time consuming, what I would do now, I would do it online then. Since it's
like e-file.
Yeah, e-file it, and then do a writ of discovery, and have that particular court removed, because they don't even have jurisdiction over that, also get the original contract that you signed, because it has your name and your social, because what you have to understand is your name is worth $1 million and the social is worth $1 million. So once you signed that contract, you gave them a gift by accident, and they didn't give you
anything in return.
They gave you minuscule consideration for what you gave them.
That's bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, that's securities fraud off top.
Securities fraud.
Off top.
That's fraud. Didn't go to jail. I want my money back.
Fraud.
Yeah.
Every time you sign something for somebody, if they didn't give you the best amenities, the payout, tell you about the interest that you're paying, because you're paying a bill, which is interest on a mortgage.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay,
And what
so
we don't know is it's like when you sign, they give you that bill in the straw man's name, in first name, middle name, last name. Because let me show you again how they view, because UCCs are worldwide, right? It's it. Now look how they have the secured party's name, right? Let me blow it up. See, the secure party's name is last name, first name, middle name. But when they bill us, they bill us first name, middle name, last name, which would be the debtor's name.
okay.
Yeah. So you're gonna do this in the name of your express trust. Or you can still use the same name, but then you're gonna say, look, boom, you're gonna use the EIN number as opposed to the social. So when you do that, then you're gonna say you're coming in as um, the
Does this sheet
when
say how to do all that?
huh
Does this sheet say how to do all that?
the receipt. Say that
The
again.
sheet, does this the sheet that you're showing right here? Does it say
Oh
show
oh
how to do all that?
oh no. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do a writ of discovery, and the writ of discovery is gonna put all that in place. Yeah,
And
because this
okay.
right here, once you file this, that's gonna actually let them know who you are actually. You know what I'm saying? So on this one, oops, hold on.
Would you understand all this?
Yeah. Take him back a second. This is what he was saying.
Okay. Oops, hold on.
This is what he's saying.
Uh-huh.
He's saying what Tep is saying to you, Rob, is this. I know he listed out a bunch of shit like get the prosecutor's bond and oath. You don't go to them and get it. In
Right.
court, there's something called interrogatories, where if you are taking a person to court to say we need to get down to the bottom of the truth, right? Their oath is sworn to tell the truth. But they can't, because if they tell you the truth, they'll tell you that all of this shit is about money, which you already know. But what kind of money, you're not really sure. You're thinking about the money that's in front of you that you're supposed to supposedly owe somebody. But that's not even the biggest thing. All of these people in the court are getting paid for something. They're getting paid off of the case that's in front of them, which is you and all the damages and all the pain and suffering that you're going through. They all getting paid from this. So what this does is expose their Ponzi scheme by saying, give me the oath that you swore when you took office. And that oath that you swore is to protect me, not your interests, not nobody else. So the writ of discuss. So there's writs and there's torts, and then there's suits, and then there's motions. You get what I'm saying? So these are the rules and chess pieces in court, in their court. So you have to use some of these other forms that you may not have heard of, which is the same. It's not the same, but it's a similar kind. It's an action within their court. And a writ is basically telling them, in layman's terms, nigga, give me the shit that you told them you was going to do when you was here. Because as far as I'm concerned, while I'm in front of you, you're not doing what you swore to me and all the people who voted you in that you would do for me.
That's right. That's right.
So,
facts.
The writ demands that the court produce these documents, which he's saying the oath, bond, and oath of the governor, this, that, the other, all of these other things. It's just like if you get a contract, and I keep asking you about that business. Well, I say, hey, do you have something in writing? And you're like, no. And I'm like, that kind of doesn't help you, because what you need is that the thing in writing that somebody authorized and said, yes, this is what we're going to do. Because word of mouth, this is how court is working for you right now. This person's saying that, and this person, that's no good. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. That ain't going. So what you need is the pieces of paper that these people sign and say, yeah, like when we signed our package for work, yes, we agree to not be on our phones and all that kind of stuff. They got those rules in court. So you need them to produce those documents so you can actually put a lien against the court.
Okay.
Because what he's talking about is jurisdiction. He's talking about whether they have the right to tell you as a living man that you can't do what you're already doing, which they can't. They don't have the right to that. So I understand like trying to get into how they don't have the right is kind of far-fetched and all these other things, but regardless of the fact, it's true. That's why I said if you say something wild about me, I don't have to sue you. I can write a tort to the court and it be done already that you're paying me for defaming me, for defiling me. Fuck they little process. I'm going straight to you. And the court just gonna have no public record because they still have jurisdiction over you.
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the writ you want to do, it's just like you just did the motion when you talked straight to the judge inside the when I said see attachment. I did not show up because of see attachment, and you're going to attach the affidavit of truth of your statement of what you're saying, like how I've cited that code, CFR, whatever, that based on this, you have to show me your indemnity bonds. You have to show me that you're in debt to me bonds. I know you're in debt to me. You have to produce this to the court now. I don't want to hear what you're having to say because I'm playing your game. I'm inside your arena where your rules are your rules. So you're going to tell me that you're not going to follow your own rules?
That's right.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't know how to do none of this shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
I need a manual. Like I need a
I
manual.
got you. Yeah.
I'm visual. So I have to.
Right. So you have to see it. I got you.
Yeah.
You have to understand too, because when you go
I
to
can
court,
understand when I see it.
nobody else, even if you don't see it, nobody else is going to be there. So I can show you a form that's already filled out, all the information there. But if you don't understand why it's there, it's kind of pointless because by the time you get there, they can talk you back into being the straw man.
Right. And they know that
is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I understand the straw man. The straw man is us. We are the straw man, but the straw man,
we're not really.
We're not the straw man. That
we're
name,
not the straw man. They're using us as the straw man.
Right.
Okay.
That
now,
name.
I got the basis of the situation, but I don't understand how to form it properly. Is what I'm saying.
Right. Got
you. I don't know the lingo.
The procedure. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the procedure. Yeah,
this is a lot of here and there. Now, what I'm going to do is, how much do you charge me to go ahead and write this shit up? You know what I'm saying? So
man. So you said you have 14 days to.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, the first thing I would do is get the original contract that you signed, and you're gonna need to do the writ of discovery. I have a template, writ discovery template. I'm gonna fix it up for you, and there's gonna be more of a template, and then you're gonna fill in the blanks. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a separate. After this, we're gonna set up a time. What is it? Thursday, Friday. Sometime it's tomorrow night, Friday. Sometime tomorrow night or tomorrow evening. I don't know what time you go to sleep. Are you up? I'm mostly up all night.
I got ADHD, bro. I'm up all the time.
Okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'll go over with you Friday and part of Saturday, and I should get you abreast of the. I'm gonna try to simplify it as best I can for you in this short of time. Yeah. So make sure you get that contract and get.
I got that. I got that on my email. I got that on email.
You know what? I'm gonna show you something. Okay. Show you something. Okay. Colorado. What is it? Colorado. Oops. Officers. Public officers. Public officers.
How much do we have that's in these accounts? Did they tell us?
Now It's called a CAFR account in the county. All of our accounts in the county. Now it could be in the billions, millions, or billions, or maybe but I'm not sure how much it is, but it is a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Um, okay, here's Colorado public law. Form of oath and or affirmation for public office. So this is what they swear to. It says when a person is required to take an oath or affirmation before the person enters upon the discharge of a public office or position, the form of the oath or affirmation is as follows. I swear or affirm by the what ever living God that I will support the Constitution. See,
Okay.
you have to uphold the Constitution of the United States. See, and the Constitution of the state of Colorado and the laws of the state of Colorado. See, the Constitution is very important. Boom. But guess what? There's also treaties that override the Constitution. It's called the Articles of Confederation that overrides the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Colorado. And I have all that in the writ my writ of discovery. Boom.
First president, the black dude.
Yep, John Hanson.
John Hanson.
And will faithfully perform the duty. See, these officers, like I said, the attorney general, the governor, all those people, the person who's trying to evict you, his company, boom, all that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to tear his ass up.
So here's their yeah, right, exactly. Here's their laws right here. It says, Title 24, Administration, Article 12, Oaths and Affirmations. See, yeah. Gotta get all of that, and they got to take judicial notice of all of that. So once you do this is the easiest part. Now, later on, what you're going to do is you're going to get at least 3 of your certified copies of your birth certificate, if you can. This is going to be later on, but you don't need that right. You don't need that right now.
He gone again.
Oh shoot. Oh.
Yeah, Brian.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Like I was saying, later on, you're going to need to get at least 3, for now, 3 certified copies of your birth certificate or your certificate of life, the long form.
Okay, so what I got? How do I get that?
Wherever that straw man was born.
Okay, and that's how you find that is on the back, right? The back of your Social Security card.
No, you got to call the county of where your birth certificate is.
Vital statistics.
Vital statistics. You got to call your vital statistics office in whatever state you were born.
I was born in Colorado. I was born on base.
Okay. Oh, so wow. So your family's Army Reserve? Oh, okay.
My grandpa was Air Force. My dad was Army.
Ooh. Okay. So, interesting. Okay. So you would have to. So you would have to get it from the base then, from whatever base. You have to call.
Evans Hospital.
Yeah. And get. So you probably get it easier now. So you can ask them. You probably can get yours authenticated probably quicker now that your family was Army Reserve.
No, not Army Reserve. That was in the military.
I mean, in the military. I'm sorry, military, right?
Reserves. Yeah, I know what you're talking. So it's a different bank. Because it's military. Since it's military, it's a different bank.
I would not know. When was he? Hold up. Let's see. Let me see. Look at, okay. Okay, birth certificates for military. Okay, really. Military dependence. They call that military dependence. Let me see. That's over. Lost. Huh.
Yeah. That's cool.
Parents may acquire.
Yeah.
Huh? Hold on. Military parents birth certificates or for children. Children born in the military. Why are they saying overseas birth certificates? Let me see. Child born.
I saw some shit in Africa.
Child. So do they consider a birth certificate from family in the military overseas? Oh, born in the military. That's what I'm looking for. Hold on, let me see. Why are they called a child born abroad? Parents may. That's not what I'm looking for. Or I would just call up I'll call up the military base that you were born and ask them how you can get your birth certificate.
Well, I can get my birth certificate from Vital Statistics, but
Okay.
I was saying for the fact of trying to get the certified birth certificate.
Oh, now, okay. It's already going to be certified once you get the one for Vital
Okay,
Statistics. They
so
always
just a
give
regular birth certificate.
Yeah.
I got those. I got a whole bunch. I
You
lose
got
them
a
all
whole
the
bunch?
time.
Okay.
They got a whole
Oh,
bunch of
okay,
plastics
cool.
that I'm on.
Okay.
Plus, I got
Okay,
married
cool.
to a Dominican, so then she had to
Oh,
get copies. I had to get she had to get the original. I had to get original.
okay. Okay, cool. So now what you're gonna do is I'm gonna send you a certificate of title, and with that you're gonna go and get that certified, right? And when you get that certified, then you're gonna take that certification
Go home.
and get that authenticated through the Secretary of State of Colorado, and then boom, once you get that, then that'll be annexed from the United States, and then you're gonna get. I'm going to give you another affidavit. It's called an affidavit of ownership. So you will own that certificate of live birth, and that's the one you're going to put on the UCC. UCC one.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, but that's going to be later down the line. So yeah, so what I'll do for you is tomorrow evening, I'll give you a call and we'll go over the cost of the paperwork to do all that.
All right. Well, I'm ready, man. Let me know.
All right, no doubt.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No doubt at all. Chief.
Appreciate the enlightening. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, no doubt, man. I learned a lot too because what you think about the military stuff. Because I'm gonna look into, and you know what's so crazy is that we are all in the military and don't know it because there's a number. Let me see if I can. It's called.
I'm gonna take you to be Woods. You never met. Mi amigo en el trabajo.
Nah.
Hard work.
Yeah.
Mismo.
Hey, what's up, shorty?
That was the way.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Bien. Estoy bien. Yo, would you about to go handle something? You about to go take care of some stuff, right?
No.
Okay, right, here you go. I found it. You see this selective service system? Everybody's in there.
Yeah.
I was like, hold up. And you know what that means, right? That means, let's say if a big war goes down and your name comes up, they can ship you off.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm about to take that off too.
Yeah. Because it's called and the form is called a DT24. I think it's a DD214 form. I looked my joint up, and my joint is still active. I said, what the hell? Because one of my friends told me about that, and I was like, what? That's crazy.
DD214 form.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is what's the what does it say?
How do you take yourself out of there?
Request your military records.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a part of the selective services, I should be able to get a GI Bill, huh?
Yeah. Right?
What?
Yeah, that's the way my brain think, Rob.
Hey,
you had to sign up. Like when I was in college, I had to sign up for that.
I'm just saying, if I'm in selective services, meaning I'm a military member and I'm not a civilian, then that means that I can get a GI Bill.
Yeah. Yep. In that name, yep.
That's crazy. I mean, then what about veteran benefits?
We can get
veteran,
all of that.
You're a veteran. That's right. Veteran benefits.
You're a veteran.
You're a veteran. That's right. War veteran. Yep. War, right.
So if I can look that up and find my selective service system number and say this is my military ID number, why can't I get all that stuff?
That's right.
DD214, DD2.
Yeah, that's for military information.
Huh.
And they did that when we got our driver's license.
Come on, we banging this class right here.
Yeah, and yeah, driver's license.
Yeah, and
college.
We cranking this test weekly class right here because they do the organ donors and that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he probably got excited. He dipped out.
Okay, it's all good.
You gotta find him again.
I guess you're gonna come back in. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
wait a minute. That is insane, man. I felt my friend told me that, I was madish. I was like, yo. And now you coming in and you talking about the GI Bill and veteran, yep. Get all that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
It said adopted in 1944.
Mm-hmm.
Small business.
What was that? World War I? That was right after World War I, World War II, or something like that.
That's World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Servicemen's Readjustment Act.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's crazy.
Selective service.
That is wild. But yeah.
Is that possible? How do we get that? How do we find that out? Did you find it?
Oh, what I did, you go to the website, Selective Service System, and you just type in, let me see, hold up.
And they said Biden just did something else to make everybody go to the war, like even girls.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what now all the white dudes are. They're like, hell no. My daughter doesn't have to go. No.
Okay. That's crazy. Okay. On the website, it says verify registration. When you hit verify registration, You're gonna just click in your last name, your social, and date of birth.
Thank you.
Yep. Verify registration. You just click in your last name, social, and date of birth, and boom, it pops right up.
Where in that
Hey,
select in
see, I
that
dropped her ass off. Now I'm about to
Yeah.
go get something
So when you can see, you see where it says you see where it says verify registration, Wood.
I don't see nothing on your screen.
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Okay.
Okay.
Can you see? Yeah. On the main site's going to say register. They're going to say verify registration. You click on it, and it tells you put your name, your last name, social, and date of birth, and it pops right up.
Can you scroll down some for me?
Oh, hold on. Oh, hold up. Oh, okay. Oh, hold up. 1 second. Yeah, that's crazy, man. They automatically register you for that shit when you do your driver's license. I was like, what? Hmm. I didn't know what that shit was. I was getting that shit in the mail. I would never read that shit. I just like, yeah, yeah, man. Yeah,
Okay, so tomorrow night you're gonna help Rob do the writ of the writ in court.
discover.
The writ
Yeah,
of
really
discovery.
discover. Mm-hmm.
Rob, you need to start getting finding out what he means by getting your birth certificate authenticated, certain things like that. So that way when he's saying it, you don't just you have the document itself versus just saying I have. So I
I
can
didn't
still
jump
walk
off of
you
it.
through those things. He is still recording it. He probably can
Okay,
see it.
yeah.
Um, he'll walk you through those things. The writ of discovery is a tip is a initial process of what you're going to do to try to figure out what you're going to do with this eviction and the judgment against you. Now he still wants to file an appeal. So if you
Okay.
can help him do the appeal, unless the
Yeah.
writ of discovery is a part of the appeal as well,
Mm-hmm.
then I digress. But if it
Yeah.
isn't, he would like to find a way to do the proper way to request an appeal, so
Yeah.
that way
Okay.
they do give it to him. So say for
Okay.
instance he does want to play their game, and he
Uh-huh.
does get them to say yes to an appeal because they didn't send him proper notice. That's the way he's forgetting to explain that his girl.
I put it in a note on the phone, but then it went off. So let me see.
Okay. He said
Authentication.
his. He said his.
Didn't
He
give him
said his
proper
girl what?
notice. Didn't give him proper notice of the court date. So therefore,
Okay.
the court date was missed on his behalf because of that.
Oh, okay.
So because he didn't get proper notice and it was hearsay from someone
Mhm.
else, he never
Right.
got official mail. So he wants to do an appeal in regards to using that standing
Okay.
in
No,
judgment
can't
to
use that no more. Can't use that no more. They posted something on my door, but remember, I was in Dallas. So can I use that? I was in Dallas on the 19th. So,
if
oh boy,
somebody else if somebody
Frank,
else took it off the door,
Frank.
that's okay. But guess what? You never received it as it stands.
Okay.
Right,
You
that's true. If you never received,
you
then
never received it, so it doesn't. The service processes work like this. They have to. That's why they pop up at your door, be like, "Hey, you know what? I like your shoes. Hey, I got something for you," and they hand you the
right,
paper.
they went run
Because
off. Right.
concerning you. So and you
Uh-huh.
can't never say that you didn't get it. They gonna say, "Hey, the nigga came out of his building yesterday. He had a green shirt on. He was in the car. He was looking around." They'll
Mm-hmm.
have it, but you never got
Right.
served. You put it on an inconspicuous place on the door, but someone
Mm-hmm.
else took it off, and that's not
Right.
on you.
That's right.
You're right.
That's right. That's true.
So,
That's
so,
true.
so absolute law in court is the only thing that passes. Some people think, when you use the law, you are a-hole, but it's not. That's the way it applies. So if they gonna go that hard on you, you got to be as hard nosed on them the same way. Hey, listen, I never got it. Real simple. So if
Yep.
you don't want to use that one, cool.
I use that one, and I'm using the fact that they lied about the occupant. They said there's an unknown occupant. Nope, he's known. You sent y'all got the copy of the fucking y'all got his
Give
name
him,
on
give
there.
him, give him that part. He doesn't know about that. Explain that to him.
Oh, say what now?
I think
Uh-oh.
he froze it.
Froze.
But what he was saying was that the mortgage company lied about an extra occupant, which they gave him a amended lease and added him as a resident onto the lease. But now they're suing, saying that they have a random occupant in the space, and there's a breach of contract on their end because they didn't know about this person, which Rob is saying is a lie because he has an amended part of the lease that they sent to the new occupant.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
he try to prove that they're in breach of contract.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a few things that could happen. The girl that he's talking about is the head of household on the lease. Now he signed, but he never securitized it. He's on the lease, but he never securitized it. The only two people that securitized it is Frank and the girl. So as it stands, he would probably be the person that's the unauthorized occupant, but they're not suing in that manner. They're suing to say that they broke the lease because the other guy is there.
So that's the issue. Wow. Ooh. Yeah. We need. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
And
saying he can't get back on the page. I don't know. Maybe it's the timed out. Try it again. Try it again. I'm texting him. Try it again.
Okay.
He might see it.
Okay.
But yeah, several things that several options that he may want to exercise, and he's looking for you to guide him in which procedures are the most feasible for a person on his level of what he needs the court to do, what he can stand on, how he can stand on his square within that frame. That frame.
Right. That short frame of time. Yeah.
So, you just let them know it's not legal advice. It's just counsel.
Entertainment and counsel. Yep.
And from that point, whatever he chooses to do to exercise and assert his rights is his choice.
Good deal. Yeah, for sure.
Word.
So, okay, now when I have to get your EIN, you know what you could do with that? Let me see. Hold on. I'm thinking now. You can go and get a CD. I don't know if we went over this. You can get a CD, 3 different Oh, he's coming back in. 3 different CDs at 3 different banks. You can go to one bank and get a CD for $1,000 and get a loan and $1,000 for that CD in that same bank, and then go to 3 different banks and do the same thing. Yeah. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do
And
it
the
in
CD
that
is when you
EIN.
just put $100 in, and it just accrues interest, right?
Right. So now on that side, now you're using the EIN to do it as opposed to the
What,
social.
to get the loan?
Yeah. So you're gonna go to the banks with the with that with the EIN number, with this confirmation number.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what does that do?
Now
That
what
just
that does is,
activates your trust.
mm-hmm. Yep. And then you're gonna get a UEI number for that EIN number.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then boom, once you have that, then you could get what you call you can go to different websites that do what they call 30-day payments, right? Let's say you open up an account with I don't know, let's say uh,
Niggas like
Staples
check. Okay.
or
All right.
Office Depot or Walmart or whatever,
Uline.
right? Boom. Yeah. And then you get a 30-day payment plan.
Consignment joint.
Consignment, right. And then boom, once you pay them, then what's going to happen when you pay them early? Boom, and to know that you can pay them, boom. Then, depending on each company, it depends on each company. You can, they may make you wait 30 days or 60 days, but boom, once your paydex score gets to 85, boom, then they might get you in line for a credit card. Let's say a secure credit card for 10,000, 20,000. I don't know. It depends. Some you go up to 60,000, and then boom. Next thing you know, you have a whole bunch of credit cards in that business name.
Mm-hmm. Just working them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
CDs.
Yeah.
CDs.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm a head out.
Okay.
I'm sure if Rob is still in, but
Okay.
give me a call when you can. Oh, there
Okay.
you go. He coming back.
I think that. Oh, look, you froze up again.
I don't know.
Dang.
It's probably the area that he might be in.
Yeah, he's probably traveling. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, tell him I'm gonna holler at him tomorrow.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna holler at you later on, and hopefully Saturday, you can let me know about the files that you found if you could.
I got you for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. Sorry, man. All right, y'all. So this is a great episode, man. Thanks for tuning in. It's Imhotep and my man Wood and Rob. So we peace out. Until next time.
All right. Peace. Peace, brothers.